Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar. Welcome all of you to the topic Graph Data Structures, in which we are going to learn GATE 2006 question. I hope you are watching all the videos in the correct order. And let's see, GATE 2000 question, it was actually asked on DFS. This is a DFS question. Okay. By the way, the question is, consider the depth first search. DFS is done on an undirected graph of three vertices, and the vertices are P, Q, R. Let's say these are the three vertices of the graph, and the graph is undirected. Okay. Let the discovery time du represent the time instance when the vertex u was first visited, and finish time fu represent the time instance when vertex u was last visited. You recall the earlier video in which we said that some vertex 1 is discovered at time 1 and the finish time is something like 10. We said that, isn't it? In a bigger graph, this is what they mean. This is the discovery time of u being 1 here, and this is finish time of u. Finish time of some vertex may be given. Okay. So there are only three vertices, and you know the meaning of discovery time du and finish time fu from our earlier video. It was a very big video of 30 minutes. Having not watched it, you better go back and watch it and then come back to this video. This is such a simple question. You watch. You have now been given that what is du and what is fu, and for all pqr, you have been given discovery time of pqr and finish time of pqr. And they have asked that which of the following statement is true. There is only one connected component. One connected component means some way or the other, p, q, r are connected some way or the other. They are connected to each other. It's not necessary they are connected this way. They might be connected like this: p connected to r and r connected to q. Some way or the other, they all the vertices are connected in a single component. So that's, we say, when this happens, we say that the graph has only one component. In short, when a graph has only one component, then every vertex is reachable from every other vertex. you can see you can see that p is reachable from r is reachable from p, or q is reachable from r, and so on. So one connected component is every vertex is reachable from every other vertex. This is the first option they are saying. Second option is that there are two components. The question says there are two components, and and the components are in that components p and r are connected. What that means is, among pqr, if you consider three vertices pqr, they are saying there are two components and p and r are connected, but q is not connected. You can see clearly now clearly this graph is not connected. It does not have one connected component, but it has two parts, isn't it? In one, q is alone, and in other, p and r are connected. So we say this, I'm so sorry, this is one connected component, p and r, because they are connected to each other, and q is another connected component. So there are two connected components such that p and r are connected, and some more options they have given. I hope you are understanding. So let's see how to explore this question, how to first of all understand discovery time and end time or finish time. Let's start. Among the discovery times and finish times, you observe discovery time of P is 5 units. Discovery time of P is 5 units. And among all the times, 5, 6, 14, 12, 10, 8, this is the least time. So we can say that the process of DFS has started from P. We in our earlier video explanation, we said discovery time starts from 1. That's not a rule. Somebody started the clock at 5. So who cares? So discovery time of P is 5. After that, among all the times, 6 is the next time after 5, and that is discovery time of Q. That means surely P was connected to Q. Come on, therefore we went to Q, isn't it? Therefore we went to Q, and Q has a discovery time 6. All right. Now, after that, you see the times are 4, 12, sorry, after 6, you have 10, then 12, 14, 18. Obviously, the 5 after 5 and 6, the clock is going to show 10 first. It can't show 14 directly, isn't it? So now after 5 units and 6 units, the clock is going to show 10. And let's see whose time is that 10. It is finished time of Q, isn't it? That means after P, we went to Q, observe, and we observed that the Q is a dead end. So we finished this Q at time 10. You may ask what happened to 7, 8, 9. You just don't care about it. Maybe that 4 time units were spent on this node, some processing was done, and so on. Okay. So finish time of Q is 10. After that, which is the next time unit we have got? 12. 12, observe. So clock must show 12 before it shows 14 or 18. So what is that 12? That is finish time of P. Okay, that means as Q was a dead end, we came back to P, and we finished it. We are closing P at 12. Notice, if we are closing P at 12, it means P is also become a dead end. That means there is no connection from P to R. Are you understanding? If there was a connection from P to R, then P would not have been closed earlier at 12. What's the next time now? After 12, we have 14. That is discovery time of R. So discovery time of R is 14. And after that, the next time that we are having is 18. That is finish time of R. So definitely R resides in one separate component and P and Q resides in one component. So option D is correct. There are two components and P and Q are connected. Yes, indeed they are connected. And R is not connected to any of the vertex. Before I leave the video, let me do some justice. If at all you have not followed what I am telling, if at all you have not followed it, let's challenge this question. Let's challenge it. And what I will do is, I will construct the graph like this. You see P, and I will purposely connect P and R. P and R are connected, and Q is also connected, and Q and R are also connected. Let's say this is the graph. That means the answer would be A. There is only one connected component. Please check option A. There is only one connected component, but we say that this is not the answer. Why really? Let's see. What is discovery time of P? 5. Okay. Then what is the next time unit? 6. That is discovery time of Q. Okay. Discovery time of Q is 6. We have got 6. After that, you see, after that, the next time unit after 5, 6 is 10. And 10 is finish time of Q. Observe the table given. 10 is the finish time of Q. That means we are saying that we are closing Q at 10. We are closing Q at 10 and we are backtracking to P. But hello, why would we backtrack to P if there was a path from Q to R? I hope you are understanding. That means the discovery time of R should have been 10, or rather before the close time of Q, isn't it? Because from Q you can jump to R. So definitely, if you go through this procedure, you are closing Q at 10, and that means you are saying you are backtracking to P. How can you backtrack to P? You would not backtrack to P in general DFS because Q has a path to R. So so just putting up a challenge, it cannot be one component. I hope you follow. Similarly, you can try out that you can connect P and R in our graph and keep Q aside. Even this cannot be coinciding with the finish time and discovery times given. I hope you have followed that P and Q are in one component. Thank you very much.